Here's an interesting question. What's better off-road? Is it old school or new school tech? Well, today we're going to find out in the mountains of Colorado because we've got two vehicles that sort of, kind of compete. We've got a 1991 Jeep XJ Cherokee and a 2019 Jeep KL Cherokee. That's right, they're 28 years apart, but they're very similar because, well, they both fulfill a similar purpose. One, of course, has old school tech, one has new school tech. And since we're taking them on a very difficult, and I suspect maybe a little too difficult trail, we've also got the TFL recovery rig. Now, the only question that's left is who gets to drive what. So, Tommy, come on over here.
Howdy.
Which one are you going to drive?
I'm going to go ahead and take the 91 Cherokee XJ.
All right, that means I get the 2019 Cherokee, and that means that Matt behind the camera gets the old Disco, which has a winch, which we might actually use, and which should have no problem with this trail.
Yeah, let's go tackle this off-road adventure right now.
This video is brought to you by our friends at Rugged Radios. Check them out on their website by clicking on the link below, and if you like the radio, you'll get a 20% discount by using the keywords Fast Radio. All right, let's go for it. First, we start with a water crossing.
Yeah, I think there should be no problem for either of these.
All right, here we go. Woo. Easy peasy lemon squeezy.
And here commences our off-road adventure with a water crossing. I hate that this weather is turning nasty. This is going to make our filming job difficult. It's going to make our off-roading task more difficult. And we're already going to be struggling through here, I think. So a lot has changed in the off-road tech department between this 19 Trailhawk and the 91 XJ. First off, this Trailhawk uses a pretty sophisticated four-wheel drive system that can manipulate torque front and back, left and right, depending on the situation and what the computer senses in terms of wheel slip. We also have a low range in this Cherokee. We have a real locking differential. We have a bunch of different drive modes, but we have a couple disadvantages compared to the old one. Now, this old one relies on good old-fashioned mechanical solid axles and an old-fashioned mechanically actuated transfer case with a four-wheel drive low. No locking differentials in this baby. We've got no electronics controlling where the power is going left and right, but we do have a couple of skid plates and a lot of ground clearance. Now, another thing we need to talk about is approach, departure, breakover angle. The new Cherokee has a much better breakover angle and a much better departure angle, but this old Cherokee definitely wins in the approach angle department with an approach angle of over 36 degrees.
So tell me, there are three possible lines. We can go around the obstacle,
yeah,
we can straddle it, or we can go through it.
We can try going through it, but you're probably gonna run out of a little bit of clearance.
Yeah, I think we're gonna run out of clearance. So I think I'm gonna straddle it. What's your call?
Sure, we can straddle it.
Hopefully this Jeep will do okay. It's got underbody climbing, right? Yes, tell me it does? We're about to find out because I'm about to go through this. So far, so good. Oh, a little scraping. A little bit more scraping. Yikes. I promise you that hurts me more than it hurts the Jeep. But yeah, that was no big deal. We're past the gatekeeper and on our way.
So my dad ran out of clearance there. Pretty good. Let's see how this one does. I do have a couple skid plates. I have a skid plate option group, which means I have one in the front, one over the transfer case, and then one in the rear. Oh, sorry, Cherokee. Oh, yep, scraped a little bit there. And a little there. And a little there, okay.
So Tommy, this of course is the Trailhawk version of the Cherokee, and you can tell that by those red recovery hooks, and it's the most off-road worthy Cherokee that they build right now.
Yeah, there was no Trailhawk version in the old XJ, but you know, there were a couple little options, and this one being the Trailhawk, we have the more aggressive tires, we have a little bit of a lift, and we have a rock mode in our terrain response. So here's how we can do it. Do you have your foot on the brake?
I do.
So I can put it in neutral like this, and then select 4-wheel drive low. So it's just a button on the top of the switch, and this is actually a true low range unlike the Renegade. And then I can dial it into
Rock mode.
rock mode. And we have a rear diff lock too if you really want to get ambitious.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna lock the rear diff. I believe in using all your off-road goodies so you don't get stuck.
Okay.
I'm not a big fan of like saving it till you are stuck, because by that point you may not get unstuck. All right, Tommy, this is where the rubber hits the road, except there's no road, right?
Yeah.
If you take the ruts, right, there's no way it's gonna make it. It's gonna bottom out, and it's gonna
High center,
it's gonna scrape. But if I straddle it, I may make it through here. What do you think?
Yeah, definitely take this right line, I'll help you over it.
All right, Jeep, let's talk. We have a good relationship, right? So by showing just how good this is off-road and perhaps doing some damage, you're not gonna get angry, are you? This is all in the name of trail ratedness. Oh my, oh my. I'm trusting big wheels in the air right now. Yeah, looky there. No problem. See? I told you you could trust me. We've got that good relationship.
Hey, if the new one can do it, I think I can do it too.
Alright, I'll spot you. Same line?
Same line.
Alright, go ahead, driver.
Oh, it's slipping, Dad. This is not a line. I gotta go way more passenger.
This is where the locking dip would help.
No, this is where better tires would help.
And the locking dip. You're good. Just give it a little bit of momentum. You'll be fine. Driver. You got it. Keep it coming. You want to back up just a tad? Give it a little minute. And there she blows.
Do you love going off-road? Do you love power sports? You know, motorcycles, dirt bikes, ATVs, side-by-sides, even jet skis? Well, at TFL, we love off-roading so much that we've started a brand new YouTube channel called TFL Off-Road. That's anything that goes off-road that's not a car or a truck. And you can visit that channel right now by clicking on the link in the description below and checking out an entire new world of TFL off-road reviews. Gotta kind of walk over this. Hit. I think that's probably this Jeep's weakest point. It's just ground clearance. It just needs like a 2-inch lift. Not getting muddy or not having fun. That's what I say. If you're thinking about this or a Subaru or a CRV, this one by far has the most off-road cred. None of those other vehicles could have gotten this far, at least not with some pretty serious trail damage.
This Cherokee is really good off-road. It's got a pretty decent amount of articulation for a stock vehicle. Actually pretty good ground clearance too. The tires are letting it down out here. I do need to get a set of Meteor all or mud terrains. And let's be honest, a traction aid would be a huge help out here.
We got a little bit of a departure test here. A departure angle. This place looks like the back of the Jeep might hit. shall see. Oh, no, underneath it too. Ah, hit again.
Feel the suspension flex. Low range is good. Transmission is easy to use. Plenty of torque all around.
All right, Tommy, that was pretty interesting and pretty fun. Now let's just take the disco out of the equation, right? It's got a big lift, big tires. It's just in a class of its own.
It's out of here.
Yeah, it's out of here. So out of these two, which one's better off-road?
Just because this has that locking differential and the ability to distribute power left and right,
Yeah.
it's got to be the new one.
Yeah, I had no issues with traction. I had no issues with approach angle, departure angle. I did have a lot of issues with breakover angle. I really hit a lot. And I know it's got skid plates, but it still hurts my soul.
Yeah, I hit a little bit less, but I'll tell you what.
Right.
Give me $1,000, I'll throw on a set of cheap all-terrains, a lunchbox locker in the back, and I'll own this thing off-road.
You know, I think it cost a little bit more than $1,000, but yeah, for a couple $1,000, that would be a monster. And you would never worry about trail damage, right? That's the thing.
It's an old Jeep. Well, guys, as always, thank you for joining us on this off-road trail adventure.
As always, this is Roman
And Tommy.
saying check out TFL Car and our new off-road channel, TFLoffroad.com, for more news, views, and of course, a hell of a lot of off-road reviews. See you guys next time. Ciao.
Let's go before we get too wet.
Yeah. Hey, what's that Game of Thrones saying? Oh yeah, winter is coming. It is most certainly coming up here at 10,000, much sooner than probably for most of you.